Prepare for a fusion of knowledge and exhilaration where education and excitement collide.
Taking you on an adventure that expands your mind and speaks to your spirit.
I'm Master Nick.
I'm Lady Dee.
We are the Dom Life.
This podcast contains sexually explicit topics and adult content.
It is intended for listeners 18 and older.
The opinions expressed in this podcast are ours alone, based on our personal thoughts, feelings, and experiences.
We understand that others may have different opinions and experiences, and we respect that. We would love to hear from you. You can reach out to us at www.thedomlife.com.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another wonderful episode of the Dom Life Podcast.
You sound a little bit different, Master Nick. What's going on with you?
I don't know. It was another late night for us.
It was Valentine's Day yesterday.
Yes, it was.
And we had friends over.
Yes, we did.
And it was so nice to just kind of be with friends.
Yep.
No loud music, no plans, just sit and eat and eat.
And eat
and
some more.
Eat some more. Everybody, it was a potluck. Everybody
Yep.
brought dishes. And wow.
There was a lot of food.
But even with a lot of food, you walk away with only a little bit of food. So
Yeah,
we have a lot less than we started with.
we do. But yes, Valentine's Day went good. House party, always
Yeah.
good. Different kind of house party this time. We all decided to just continue to converse and enjoy each other's company.
No real dungeon play,
We-
but
Towards the end of
today's
the night.
topic
Yep.
came up.
It did. So today we are going to talk about cupping. Now, cupping it's a therapeutic that can be done. Massage parlors can do it. I know therapists, physical therapists, occupational therapists, they do it.
Chiropractors do it.
Yep. And it has became a little popular in BDSM for cupping.
Yeah, it was used in ancient times.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really surprised when I saw that it was practiced by Egyptians and Macedonians 5,500 years ago.
Right.
The practice of cupping.
Yep. And it's fun. So we bought a set when we was at Indiana Kink and Leather weekend.
Yes, sir.
And that got sprung up. We had taken a class on clamps. And we had found that you don't really like the clamps anymore since the piercings.
Yes, and I used to love it.
Right.
And I was kind of upset that I had lost something I really enjoyed.
Right.
Because I'm not even a big fan of nipple play anymore because of the nipple piercings.
Correct.
They get aggravated.
Yep. But in that class, we had seen the cups, the suction cups that they had. And I happened to remember a vendor that had a set of suction cups there at their booth. So immediately after that class, I said, we got to make a run to the vendors.
Yes.
So we picked up the set that he had, and we wound up exploring with it later that day in the hotel room, not really knowing what to do or where to put them or how to do it. Just kind of, let's just try this out. And I think I had like 30 some cups is what come in this kit. And I had like all of them attached to you somewhere.
Yeah, I think we started with my back and then
We did the
flipped
back
over
side.
to my front.
Yep.
And when we did my front, it did what I wanted. You were able to put them over the
Yep.
nipple without touching the nipple ring and then get that suction in.
Correct.
And then at the same time, you put one in a place that it shouldn't go. No, I'm just joking. It
I
should
put it on your-
absolutely go.
I put it on your clit.
You should 100% do that.
Yes.
Like if you're playing for this for fun and not at a doctor's office, this is a place that needs to see it.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
And once you did that, you were able to actually pull more
increase.
suction on my
Yes.
nipples. And I was very, very much enjoying it.
Yep.
And then you started to remove them, and the one on the clit was off before the nipple ones were off. And I immediately was like, you have to decide right now, either put the clit one back on or get these nipple ones off.
Yep.
Because it was instant from pleasure zone
Pleasure
to
to pain.
pain.
Right.
And you decided to put the one back on my clit, and I sat there very calm and relaxed and enjoying myself
Right.
again.
Right.
And then we removed them all. But it was an experience
It
that
was.
I highly enjoyed.
Yep.
And so you had the kid out yesterday.
Yesterday, we had a couple that wanted to see what it feels like. They were interested in purchasing some as well, but didn't want, they found out we had a set. It was like, hey, do you care to try it out? So it was later in the night. We did got the massage table out. Let the person lay on the massage table, got the cupping, started putting it on their back, and they absolutely loved it. We didn't really explore a whole lot into pleasure zones or any of that. It was just to kind of give them the sensation, let them know what it feels like. They really enjoyed it on their back. I know they have back issues. They have back, muscle cramps and back problems. So for them, they are really interested in using it for the therapeutic side of it. However, knowing the couple that's going to be buying it, it will be used in a lot of pleasurous zones as well.
Absolutely.
And it really got us thinking, about the cupping and to do an episode on it.
Yes.
There's a lot of safety risks that come with it. There's a lot of do's, there's a lot of don'ts.
So what it does is it creates a negative pressure, right?
Yes.
So it's lifting up the muscles and fibers and fascia. It's the opposite of a traditional, which is where you're pushing down
Right.
into the muscle.
Yep.
And strangely enough, a week ago, my occupational therapist pulled out a set of it and
Right.
used it on me for my hand
Yep.
in order to break up some of the built up scar tissue and some of the damage. I have some soft tissue damage that they're trying to release.
Right.
The muscles and all that are so tight that she's trying to release it.
Yep.
And so I was really surprised because she had a totally different kind than what we use.
Correct.
And so here we are talking
Yep.
about cupping.
So people want to know, why is it done? It promotes increased blood flow, which helps to reduce inflammation and provides deep tissue release. Medically speaking, it releases myofascial adhesions, improves tissue elasticity, stimulates metabolism, and can have a calming effect on the nervous system.
And I would agree with the calming effects.
Right.
And that's part of the reason why it is a good tool for BDSM
Yes.
pleasure and sensation play.
Right. So let's get into, we talk a little bit about the modern materials for cupping. You have glass, you have hard plastic, there is silicone. You just recently found bamboo
Yes.
cups. So the ones that we have are the plastic, and it does require a vacuum pump to do the suction.
Yes.
And I actually, hold on, I have those. So here is kind of the set that I have. They come in mine come in 4 different sizes. You obviously got the large, the next size down, and then all the way down to the smallest.
Oh, you didn't bring the one that's curved
I did
for
not-
her pleasure.
I did not bring the one that is curved for her pleasure. They did come with 2 that was curved that works perfect for the clit that, lines up exactly where it needs to be. But for ours, there is a suction cup. There is a vacuum pump that hooks to this. And it's very simple to use.
It's a manual one.
It is a manual one. They do sell some that are electric that you can hook to. But you put the hose on it. We'll see if I can do it here to myself. Probably not. Yeah, I'm not able to.
Because you're moving the...
Because I'm moving it. But there it goes, maybe.
Yeah.
Nope. It's not going to stick to me. It's hard when your muscle's moving. But what it does is it creates a vacuum. It pulls the skin up in there. We did just try it out on me.
Right, because you had not
felt
it before, which I find very strange.
Yeah,
I always
you was the
do.
first one. Normally, I do try stuff out on me, but once we got it, I wasn't too concerned about hurting you with these. I didn't apply a whole lot of vacuum. Obviously, the more vacuum you pull on it, the more suction it has, and the worse it could feel.
Right.
So I never did really push out that far to it. But then you also have
So as
the
soon as the
silicone set.
physical therapist used it, because we use ours, and you can use lotion with it when you put it on, but we've never done it with those because it goes on, you pull the suction, it's
Right.
fine. But when the physical therapy uses it, it has multiple sizes. And when she used it, there was little ones.
Mhm.
And because you're working on the arm, she put lotion on my arm, and then she would rub it until she felt a spot that was just tight. She squeezed it, released it, and it would suck up my skin,
Right.
and she would leave it there. And then so I've still got some of the marks from
Some
when she
bruising.
did that, and she then would go, how does this feel? How's your feeling? And then when I would say something, she would go, okay, let me move it. And she would move it a little bit to get it in the right place.
Right.
And so I bought a set because this, since the accident, my hand hurts all the time. So I still, even though I'm not wearing the brace and they gave me the shots, I still feel pain in it
Right.
all the time. I'm using it like a normal person in all the aspects of life. I use it to wash dishes, and I use it, but not every so often, it always hurts, but every so often it hurts a lot, like
Right.
certain movements, certain positions. And I was thinking, you know what? You're just screwed. This is what you're going to live with. You've had a lot of damage, and either it'll heal or it won't. And when I went in to work with her and she was working on it and using the cupping, at the same time, she was breaking up some scar tissue with a little tool.
Right.
And between the two things, by the time she was done, I was 100% pain free in my arm. And it lasted probably an hour, 15 minutes maybe. But just to feel it without pain was pretty amazing, because
Right.
I was thinking, I'm screwed. It's just a permanent ache that I'm going to have.
Right.
And the fact that she proved out using very, things we've used and never thought about to do that made me so happy. I just turned around and bought a set, and I'm going
Right.
to figure out how to place it on myself to release some of that stuff
Okay.
so I can be pain free.
All right. And then the other set, again, is glass. And then you would use that with the fire. So, like fire cupping, you use the real thick glass cups for those. I've got one of those glass cup sets in my shopping cart right now. I'm going to wind up purchasing that.
Because you've always wanted to do
I
fire play.
I want to do fire play. So, that would be a good start into that. So, let's talk a little bit about safety concerns as far as cupping. We did pull out some of the more common, most said safety concerns that is listed on the internet. And of course, we always want to urge, do your own research, do your own study, find out, what medical history you have, look into that. These are just, some very small points to think about when doing cupping.
This is doing your own research on your own body before
yes.
receiving it, or you as a dom before giving it.
Yep.
Is pretty important, because you're aware of the safety concerns you have to look for.
Right.
Like what medicines you are and that kind of stuff.
Yep. So everybody's different. So make sure to do your own research. But some of the safety concerns, you will have temporary discoloring or bruising.
Still do.
And they say it can last anywhere from 1 to 10 days, possibly up to 2 weeks, depending on how much of a vacuum you have on the cups and how long you keep the cups there.
And it doesn't hurt
Right, no.
necessarily. You're not dealing with pain from the suction itself.
Right.
But it discolors you and it looks like a hickey.
Yep. So you can have skin irritation depending on your skin type. I did notice if you had psoriasis or eczema, that this could make it even worse.
Yep.
So something to keep in mind.
Yep. Avoid broken skin and where you have any infections or anything. Varicose veins is a big one.
Yes.
Avoid that area. And then areas that have high nerve density.
Yep.
which
Well,
you said neck.
neck and spine is really the biggest ones.
But
and
we've used it on it.
yeah, I've put it on the spine, but again, I do minimal vacuum, and it's not even there 2 to 3 minutes before I'm taking them off. So, but it is something as you progress into this, knowing that where to put it, how much of a vacuum draw you have on it, keep all of that in mind. Individuals on blood thinners with bleeding disorders or pregnant should consult a doctor before using them.
Because it's obviously pulling it to the surface.
Yep.
And if you have.
Yep. If cups are left on too long or suction is too strong, it can cause underlying tissue damage. So there is a time limit that they do say. And then also knowing how much vacuum you have on it is also key to watch. You can actually see the skin. Most of the cups that I've seen are transparent, or they're clear. You can see through them. You can see how much skin is getting pulled up.
You can't
and
much in this.
You can in the silicones, but you can also see the discoloration of the skin. It will look more purple through the glass or the clear product than it actually is. But the more you get comfortable using it, the more you can pay attention to that and know when it's too much vacuum or if it's on there too long.
Plus, you're going to be communicating to the person who has it on.
Right.
And I will tell you, because that's one of the first things you ask, is that a good pressure?
Right.
Do I need to back it down? Because you'll try different. You're only doing a couple of pumps.
Yeah, I'm doing minimal.
But you had to do more on a man because he had more muscles in there. Right. So in order to grip it, you used more.
I used a lot more
suction than you did on me.
Right.
So
after cupping, it is advised keep your skin warm, but to avoid showers for several hours afterward. I think there was like 3 to 6 hours after being cupping to avoid the shower. It does open up your pores in your skin. So temperature changes, you're more apt to get something in it. So they do say avoid showers.
And then be sure to hydrate before and after.
Yep. And if you're a good submissive, you're already hydrating.
I am a very good submissive.
You do very well with your water. You do very well with your water. So Doms, keep an eye on that. Make sure your submissives are staying hydrated. So let's talk a little bit about cupping. Your options for cupping. There is a dry cupping, and that is kind of the technique that we've been doing with my set, and then what you've been doing with the silicone set. So your suctions can have a pump. They can be electric. They can be manual. Mine is a manual pump. The silicone based, you just squeeze. The harder you squeeze, the more vacuum it will pull up. I did see some of the dry cups have a vibration option on it.
I did not see that.
I did. So you can create the vacuum, pull up the skin, and then there's a button that will actually vibrate. So it's kind of like giving a massage while it's got the vacuum on it.
That sounds interesting.
Yep. Keeping cups separate reduces intensity and stretch on skin.
So the closer you put them together, I noticed that last night, whenever there were any close together, you could actually see the skin move. Yep. You could see the little cups move because the skin was getting pulled or drawn.
Last night I did have a cup on someone's nipple, and then I went just right above the breast and put a cup there. And as I increased the vacuum, you could see the whole breast and the cup and the nipple and everything moving as I increased the vacuum on it.
It was pretty cool to watch.
You want to make sure and try to keep them a little bit separated, or you'll cause too much pull, which can pinch the skin or can cause discomfort.
So how long do you leave them on me, Master Nick?
I don't leave them on nowhere near the time they say you can. But for dry cupping, no longer than 5 to 10 minutes is what they recommend. 15 minutes for static treatment. 15 minutes from what I have seen is the absolute most on anything. But
I couldn't even imagine having it on for 15 minutes.
Right.
Now, when you had it on my clit, and I'm not, I could take it longer.
Right.
It wasn't bothering me because there was a pleasurable sensation going through
me. But
me.
Eventually it would start pulling that blood to the skin, and it would cause a, swelling, discomfort, and discoloration in it. So again, they do say 5 to 10 minutes is the range.
Right.
And I don't think I
When-
have left any of them on anywhere close to 5 minutes yet. So
I think so.
You
When
think
we
so?
did the clit one, by the
think
time
it was 5 minutes?
the first one was on long and longer because you would put all of them
Right.
on. I will say that the release is very pleasurable.
Mhm.
It goes from everything is tight and you're feeling that kind of tingling, or sometimes it's a burning. You
Yeah.
had that
What I
in
have felt
your,
like a little burning.
and when you release it, it feels really good to release. But then the
Right.
areas that got released, you stop kind of feeling them because
Right.
it was such an intense pull on it. Even if it didn't hurt, it was in your skin is used to being the way it is. So
Right.
once you have a pull on it, when you release it, it feels,
You get that blood flow rush back into your system that's being pulled to the top.
and with clamps, that's painful. Whenever you have a clamp on and the blood flow actually gets returned,
Right.
it hurts like you wouldn't believe. But with this, now we're not leaving them on 15 minutes.
Right.
But in the time period that you leave it on, it feels so good. And then
Right.
it feels like your body is light, like that area is light. And that helps when you have pain.
Okay. All right. I got it. The other method, wet cupping.
Which we only found out about when we
just
did
found
this
out
research.
about today. And I am going to state here now that I don't think I could ever get into wet cupping. Not going to say I would never, but I do not foresee me getting involved with wet cupping. Wet cupping, you draw blood and extracellular fluid from body from a small incision or superficial skin abrasion, significantly smaller amounts
Than bloodletting, like the
than
old
bloodletting.
bloodletting. But you're basically creating a little pinhole or a little
abrasion.
cut,
Yep.
and then you're putting the cup on, you're doing the suction, and it's drawing the blood and fluid out
Right.
from that area. One
Right.
of the things medically, and I didn't write down, but what it does is it creates a situation where your body sends what it needs to heal it. And that is helping
Right.
with that area. It
Right.
brings, and then it draws out some fluid, some blood, and your endorphins get released. So there's a combination of things happening
I can see
medically.
I can see scientifically why it would be, but on the flip side of that, there is a lot more hazard. There's a lot more risk. There's a lot more safety awareness you have to be while doing wet cupping.
So would I leave that on for 15 minutes?
The wet cupping, no, that was a way lower time. 3 minutes, I think,
Yep.
was on it. But the big thing here, I mean, everything's got to be sterile.
Yep.
If you use a needle to do it, you've got to you got to use a different needle each time. It's got to be a different sterilized needle. The skin has to be clean. Afterwards, you've got to clean it. You've got to disinfect it. You've got to watch it, monitor it, make sure it doesn't get infected.
It is used in different countries.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, people do it all over, I'm sure.
Right.
But there's a lot more safety risk and health hazards involved with wet cupping that therefore I think is the reason I will never get into that portion of it. But what I can get into is the moving dynamic cupping and the fire cupping.
Okay.
Let's jump to fire cupping. So with fire cupping, you have a thick glass cup, and this thick glass cup has a very nice, smooth, rounded edge that is used to place on the skin. There is several different methods, several different ways of doing the fire cupping. One is you can use the long lighters that you would use to light a grill or something. You can barely squeeze the trigger and let butane run out of the nozzle and into the cup. Butane being heavier than air. If you hold the cup with the opening up and the closed in your palm, the butane will run into the cup and will stay there. All right. Once you get enough butane in, you pull the lighter out, you give it a light, it will poof, and then you immediately place it on the skin.
Okay.
All right. So that's one method of doing it. The other method is you would use alcohol. and the alcohol varies. I'm still researching on that, but anywhere from 70 to 91% alcohol is what is recommended. You can use a spray bottle and give a couple of spritz of alcohol into it, or you can take a cotton ball that is got alcohol on it and swab it around. But you want to make sure it gets dispersed around the whole side edges of the cup. You do the same thing, light it, and then immediately stick it on. Or the other way is using a lit cotton swab that has been soaked in alcohol. And you basically just insert the cotton swab in, give it a couple of swirls, pull it out, and stick it on the skin. With all of that, you will create a vacuum in the cups. Now, it is recommended if you want to do the cups with the moving or the dynamic cupping to use some type of oil. The most common, the most preferred is a fractionated coconut oil.
Okay.
And what do you want to smear a good even layer across the body that you're going to be using the cups on. Once you get the cups stuck, you can then move the cups around on the body while it remains in a vacuum. So it's almost like doing a reverse massage.
I'm
Instead
down
of
for it.
rolling your hands towards the muscles, you can now lift the muscles up with the skin up and all this and move it around on you.
I am a willing participant.
Yep.
Either of those, I would love to feel them.
Yep. So I do have a set in my cart. I am going to plan on purchasing them and then getting everything set up. Now, with fire cupping comes a whole nother different set of safety hazards. Obviously, you're playing with fire.
What?
You have to make sure you don't have any combustibles around. You never want to take a lit cotton ball swab and stick it into a jar of alcohol. You're going to have a major fire on your hands. You also got the chances of burning. So there is the safety precautions of how much alcohol do you use in it, how close to the skin when you light it on fire to put it on. So you do have a chance of skin burns. There's a lot of potential there. So, take the necessary precautions, have a fire extinguisher handy, have a wet soaked towel or blanket or a fire blanket. And it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have somebody to stand and just do like a fire watch. Obviously, the person doing the cupping is going to be focused on the cups and the person that they're putting the cups on. So not being able to see a full 360 around them probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have somebody just sit and monitor, watch, make sure there's no sparks or anything gets knocked over. So there's a lot more safety issues with that as well.
Right.
But it does look really fucking cool, I got to say. One of the things that I did see, when you light that cup, depending on how much time from the time it ignites to the time you get to the skin, depends on how much vacuum you have. If you are higher up away from the body and put it on, you're going to get a light to medium vacuum.
Okay.
If you do it directly over the person's body and immediately place it, you're going to get a higher vacuum. Ways to reduce the vacuum: if you get too much, slide a finger between the skin and the end of the cup.
Just allowing
just enough to allow a little bit of air to go in.
Got it.
And then it will re-stick. So that way you can reduce the vacuum. And also when gliding, you want to use your free hand to kind of pull the skin as you're moving the cup. You stretch it out
so that it's not creating
like a lump or anything that could cause a pinch. Or if you try moving it too fast, you will lose suction, and you just got to go right back through the process and get it stuck again. And it will happen. Even the therapist that I seen that was using it, there was a couple times they got ready to move, they would lose suction. They'd have to go back and redo it 2 or 3 times. So it does take practice to perfect it. But it does look like a lot of fun.
Practice. I am down for some practice, sir.
Oh,
I
yeah.
will just lay there gently, calmly, some music in my ears, and off we go.
Yep. So we will definitely be purchasing that. And we may, in the near future, do a video on once we can get you to where you can lay flat and can lay for an extreme amount of time.
I got to enjoy it last night, but there's like pillows and people and step stools and
There was 3 of us helping you get up on the table, and then 2 of us repositioning the pillows.
I just,
But
yes.
coming down off the table was worse on you than getting on the
Yes,
table.
because once I was there, I was in position and
Right.
I was able to maintain it because we had 2 pillows lifting my hips
Right.
because I don't lay flat anymore. So, or I haven't.
Right.
But getting off, once I was in position and all that felt great, and then I had to move.
Right.
And once I had, like, it was,
It was a
but-
lot more
but-
painful getting you off.
we did it, and
Yeah.
I got to enjoy it, and it was very nice and relaxing up until I had to get up.
Yep.
So why, I mean, we've talked a lot about therapeutic end of it.
Yes.
I've talked about how it feels on your body, but why do we do this for BDSM?
It's a sensation play. And it is very relaxing. It is very calming. Even, the 2 people that we done it on last night, that was just to experience it.
Yeah, this
There
wasn't.
there was no scene. There was no play. There was no nothing. We're interested. Can you let us see what it feels like? Absolutely. People was talking, there was conversation. But even when they got done, they was like, I feel so relaxed. It felt so good. So by putting in a calm environment, light music playing, blindfolded possibly, it can be a very calming, sexual thing to do. And I do believe if done right, the submissive can possibly reach subspace with this.
Yes. And one of the things is that you are 100% focused on the here and now. So a
Right.
lot of the BDSM play gets you aware of your body,
Right.
gets you aware, and you're not able to move around.
Correct.
So, I mean, you can, but that's not it. You're
not the
laying
intention,
down,
right.
you're getting these put on you. You're not moving them around a lot so that they could potentially release. You're laying very still, and the
Right.
focus is on your body.
Yep.
And you're, as a dom, focused on my body.
Yep.
And that's just a sexy place to be.
Yep. It is.
Let's go do it, baby.
And you can, we talk about sensation. It can be a very pleasurable thing. But it can also be a painful thing if you want to go down that route. Obviously, the more vacuum you put on it, the longer you let it set. Please don't go more than 15 minutes. But it can do a pain. So if you have a masochist, there is areas that I'm sure would hurt worse than others. So you could make it a painful experience if that was the direction you wanted to go in.
Right.
But it is, for one, definitely pleasurable.
And there is a safety hazard, but as a punishment, it could be used.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I mean, but I really enjoy it. So let's not go down that route because it is something that brings me quite a lot of pleasure.
Right.
Even through the experience last night, it was really not, when you do it on the back, it's not on any sexual,
Correct.
really erogenous zones.
Correct.
It's about settling your body, settling your mind, settling everything. And I think at the same time, I recall the couple, the male partner went, "Ooh, you're a little wet."
Oh, yeah. 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 So it did cause some pleasurable sensation. And again, it was definitely not intended for that. But they wanted to experience it. I love showing people stuff, and it turned out really great. I think they've already found the kit that I've got. They searched for it, found it, put it in their cart, and I'm sure it's already purchased today.
Right.
Because they was pretty excited about getting it in.
One of the biggest things is this is FSA. It was available to be purchased using an FSA card too, because it is considered a medical, therapeutic.
Yep.
Yes. I mean, that's my occupational therapy literally used it. And she recommended, she goes, that lower back pain you're having.
Right.
Try using it. So that's what one of the places that I had it yesterday was there, and it was a noticeable difference from before and after.
Okay. Awesome. So there you have a little bit more information on cupping. We will have pictures on our website with the cups, with the pump, and I will put the box of the kit that I have in case you're interested. After looking, you can find Amazon has them. There's all kinds of websites out there that have them. They are relatively cheap. I think the set that I have on Amazon was around $30.
Yes.
So they're not expensive. The set of glass cupping set that I am looking at getting is on Amazon, and I think it's only like 40. It was like 14 or 16 cups. So they are relatively cheap. They are a nice addition to your toy box that you have. And it's, like I said, it's a lot more calming. It's a lot more soothing, even for the dom that is doing it. It's not extensive. You're not swinging something heavy. It's not tiring. The only thing is, make sure if you have your submissive laying down, make sure they are at the right height on a table.
Yeah, we
Otherwise,
lifted
right,
they lifted
otherwise
the
the
table.
dom is having to bend over to do it. And
Thank
then,
you, Milady K.
Yeah, thanks for fixing that. But yeah, give it a shot, give it a try, check it out. We look forward in the future. We will do an episode once we can get you more comfortable on a table. This would be a good episode. I will have the glass set by then. We'll do some vacuum manually. And we'll do some fire cupping. I think that would be a really good topic.
You can put this
episode.
on and you could do the silicone so people can see what the difference is.
Yep. So with that, hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope it was educational for you.
Hope you had a wonderful Valentine's Day with your partners.
And hopefully you're now curious and interested and pulling up your Amazon to see about finding a cupping set, because I give it a 9 out of 10.
I give it a 9 out of 10 too. I mean, it could be a 10 out of 10. There is nothing downside on it.
There is nothing downside on it.
Especially when it goes on my clit. Then I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
There you go. There you have it. Until next time, folks, question, comments, topic ideas, feel free to leave us a comment, shoot us an email. Let us know what's on your mind.
Thank you. Yeah, Thank you so much for continuing to listen to us.
We love hearing from you. Have a great week, everybody.
Please follow, like, and share our podcast.
Make sure to visit thedomlife.com, where you can find pictures and other details about the Dom Life podcast. And through the Contact Us button, you can ask questions or provide recommendations for future episodes.
We want to explore your kink too.
Be sure to check out upcoming events to see where our adventures are taking us, and our photo gallery to where we've been.
Thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope you had fun listening and learning with us.
Till next time, keep calm and remember your safe word.
Red, red, red.